Hello and welcome to today's Gentle Yoga Flow. Today we have a practice that is designed to simply get you connected to your breath and your body and to explore some mindful movement. This practice is available for all levels and no props are needed, though if you would like to have anything, a blanket is always a good option. With that being said, whenever you're ready, we'll go ahead and make our way down lying on our backs, just starting to get comfortable. Before we start the movement portion of our practice, our yoga asanas, I'd like to lead us through a little bit of breath work just to get us centered into our space, into our bodies, and on our mats. So when you're ready, we'll find a soft gaze of the eyes towards the ceiling or sky, or close them all together. We'll find a nice big inhale through the nose, filling up the belly, and letting it go out of the mouth. One more time, we'll find a deep inhale through the nose, this time noticing the ribs expand with the inhale, and then letting it go. Finding another inhale through the nose, this time noticing the expansion through the chest. And when you're ready, sighing it out. And this time on our next inhale, we'll notice all three sections. We'll find an inhale through the nose, filling up the belly, noticing the ribs expand, noticing the expansion through our chest, and letting it go the way that we came, exhaling from the chest, the ribs, and then the belly. We'll do that one more time, finding our three-part breath. We'll find an inhale filling up the belly, the ribs, and the chest, and exhaling back out through the chest, through the ribs, and softening through the belly. And from here, when you're ready, we'll return to our natural breath. And on our next inhale, we'll draw the right knee in towards the chest, finding a nice gentle hug, a nice gentle squeeze. Maybe finding a rocking side to side, noticing the sensations in our hips. And when you're ready, we'll let this right leg cross over the left, coming into a supine twist. Maybe we keep our palms by our side. Maybe they come out to a T or goalpost arms. And then we'll find our gaze over our right shoulder. We'll take a pause here for a few breaths, continuing to notice the rise and fall of the chest with every breath. On your next inhale, we'll start to unwind, coming back through the center. This time switching, we'll let the right leg go out long and inhale the left knee in towards the chest. Again, finding that nice gentle hug, maybe that rocking side to side, noticing those sensations through the hips. And when you're ready, we'll let this left leg cross over the right, coming into our supine twist on the other side. Finding that place where your arms are the most comfy. Maybe they're by your side or in those goalpost arms. And finding our gaze over our left shoulder this time. Continuing to notice the breath. And when we're ready, on our next inhale, we'll start to unwind, coming back through the center. This time we'll draw both knees into the chest, or in towards the chest. Noticing again that hug. Maybe finding again a rocking side to side. Maybe this time we make circles with the knees towards the ceiling or sky. Finding a nice lower back massage here. Or maybe what you need right now is a little bit of stillness. You're welcome to find that as well. If we took the circle, starting to go the opposite direction. And when you feel evened out on both sides, we'll come to a pause. We'll let the feet fall flat to the ground, bending through the knees. Maybe from here we rock and roll up into a comfortable seat, or we come to lay on our side with the knees stacked and slowly make our way up into our seat. Just getting to our easy seat with the legs crossed in whatever way feels the most comfortable for you. And once we get here, we'll start to find a nice comfy easy seat, maybe scooting around a little bit. Finding length through our spine, sitting up nice and tall, we'll roll the shoulders back, gazing forward. From here, we'll find an inhale. On the exhale, we'll let the right ear drop towards the right shoulder, only until we feel a sensation through the left side of the neck. Next inhale brings us up through the center, exhaling the left ear towards the left shoulder now. Next inhale brings us up. Next exhale, we'll tuck the chin in towards the chest, noticing that sensation through the back of the neck. Inhaling up and exhaling to draw the head back, gazing up towards the ceiling or the sky. Noticing how it feels through the front of the throat. Next inhale brings us up through the center. From here, we'll either roll over our crossed legs into a tabletop, or we can swing the legs around coming into a tabletop. And from our tabletop position, our wrists are under our shoulders, knees are under our hips. Our knees are about hip distance apart. We'll spread the fingers nice and wide. Maybe gazing down, noticing if the pointer fingers can be almost parallel to each other. Once we get here, noticing if our spine is arching or rounding through, and seeing if we can find some neutrality here for just a moment. And then when you're ready, moving through some gentle cat-cows, we'll inhale, dropping the belly towards the mat, opening up through the chest, gazing forward. Exhaling to press away from the mat, rounding through the spine, noticing the shoulder blades melting over the back. We'll tuck the chin in towards the chest. Inhaling to drop the belly, gazing forward. Exhaling to round through, letting the chin come towards the chest. Inhaling to drop the belly. Exhaling to round through. One more full breath. We'll inhale, drop the belly, gaze forward. And exhaling, rounding through the spine, letting the chin fall towards the chest. Next inhale brings us to neutral. From here, we'll let the right palm stay on the mat. Next inhale, we'll draw the left hand up towards the ceiling or sky, opening up through the chest. Exhale to thread this left arm under the right shoulder, letting everything melt towards the mat, coming into our threaded needle. Maybe our right palm stays beside of the face. Maybe it walks up towards the top of the mat. Or if it's in your practice, maybe we reach behind us for a little half bind, reaching for that inner crease of the thigh. And we'll pause here for just another moment, continuing to notice our breath even here in our gentle twist. We'll find one more full deep breath here wherever you are. If you moved the palm, we'll go ahead and place it back in front of the face, pressing into the mat. Next inhale, we'll lift up, drawing the left hand up towards the ceiling or sky, and exhaling to place it back down onto the mat. Doing the same thing on the other side. This time we'll keep the left palm where it is. Next inhale, we open up through the chest, reaching the right palm up. Exhale to thread it under that left shoulder, letting everything melt down towards the mat, resting the shoulder and the cheek if it's available. Again, keeping the palm where it is beside of the face, maybe walking it up towards the top of the mat, or reaching it behind you for that half bind if it's in your practice. And if you tried it and you're like, that's not for me, you're welcome to place it back in the last place that felt comfortable. And I'll encourage that same notion in any posture that we do. If you ever feel like you go too far, if anything feels uncomfy, please feel free to go back to the last place that felt comfortable. With that being said, we'll take one more nice big breath here. When you're ready, placing the palm back in front of the face if it's not already. Inhaling up and exhaling to place the palm back onto the mat. Beautiful. From here, we'll tuck through the toes if they're not already. Lift up through the knees and send the hips up high and back for downward facing dog. This is likely your first downward dog of the day, and if it is, feel free to find some gentle movement here, maybe bending through the knees as deeply as you'd like to, allowing the hips to shine up towards the ceiling, focusing less on finding straight legs and more of this hinging at the hips. Maybe we pedal out our dog by sending one heel towards the mat and then the other. Again, finding any gentle movement that feels best for you here. And when you're ready, together we'll bend deeply through the knees, coming onto our tippy toes, and we'll take tiny baby steps up towards the top of the mat until we meet in a forward fold. And in our forward fold, again, you're welcome to bend the knees as much as you'd like to, focusing more on a belly to thigh connection rather than finding straight legs. Hanging out here in our forward fold, maybe shaking the head yes and no a little bit, aiming to release any tension throughout the neck. And when you're ready, we'll slowly come to a standing posture, straightening through the spine slowly but surely until we meet in Tadasana or mountain pose. From here, we'll move through our first slower sun salutation, taking it nice and slow here in our mountain pose to begin with. We'll lift up through all 10 toes, noticing all 4 corners of the feet plant into the mat, letting the toes sink back down, feeling nice and connected here. We'll tuck through the tailbone, roll the shoulders back, allowing the palms to stay by our side. Finding one full deep breath here, inhaling deeply. and exhaling fully. Next, inhale, we draw the arms overhead, letting the palms touch. We'll find our gaze up towards our thumbs, noticing the length through our spine all the way through our fingertips. On our next exhale, we'll hinge at the hips, finding our forward fold. Maybe our palms come to the mat or just towards the mat. Next inhale, we'll lift up halfway, finding our halfway lift, gazing forward. Exhale to plant the palms, bend through the knees, and step it back into high plank. From our high plank, we'll lower through the knees and lower all the way down onto our belly. From here, we'll find an inhale, pressing away from the mat through our hands, through the tops of our feet, feeling this lift through the hips, through the thighs. Next exhale, we'll tuck through the toes and send the hips up high and back for downward facing dog again. Again, focusing more on a belly to thigh connection if that feels better for you. We'll find 3 full deep breaths here. Continuing to find those cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. After you finish that third and final breath, we'll make our way up towards the top of the mat again. We'll inhale to find our halfway lift, gazing forward. Exhale to forward fold towards the mat or to the mat. Next inhale, we draw the arms all the way overhead, gazing at the thumbs. And exhale the palms by our side into Tadasana or mountain pose. That was our first full sun salutation. We'll do one more, this time at a little bit of a quicker pace. In our mountain pose, we'll find 1 deep breath here, inhaling deeply and exhaling fully. Next inhale, we draw the arms overhead, gazing at the thumbs. Exhale to forward fold towards the mat or to the mat. Inhale to lift up halfway into our halfway lift. And exhale to plant the palms, stepping it back and lowering all the way down towards our belly. Next inhale, we'll press away from the mat into our upward facing dog, noticing this lift. Next exhale, we'll tuck through the toes, sending the hips up high and back for downward facing dog. And this is where we'll stay for 3 full deep breaths. Inviting in those deep cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Allowing this practice of our sun salutations to connect you to your breath and body. And after that third and final breath, we'll make our way up towards the top of the mat. Inhaling to find our halfway lift. Exhaling to forward fold. Inhale to sweep the arms all the way overhead. And exhale the palms by your side in mountain pose. From here, we'll find a little half sun salutation. Inhaling the arms overhead. Exhaling to forward fold. Inhaling again into your halfway lift. Exhaling to plant the palms, stepping it back into high plank. Lowering down towards the belly, we'll inhale to find our upward facing dog, pressing away from the mat. And exhaling back into our downward facing dog. From our downward facing dog, we'll go ahead and lower the knees to the mat, meeting in our tabletop position again. From our tabletop position, we'll go ahead and walk our palms towards the short edge of the mat, allowing the heart center to melt down towards the mat into our puppy pose, keeping our knees and our hips where they are. Maybe our forehead will rest down onto the mat. Or if it's available to you, maybe we place the chin on the mat and gaze forward. This can be quite a lot on the shoulders, so if that doesn't feel comfortable for you, feel free to go back into the last position that felt good. We'll notice the sensations through our shoulders, through our chest, finding one more full deep breath here. Next inhale, we'll find a lift through the chest and walk our way back into our tabletop position. From our tabletop, we'll let our toes come together and walk the knees out wide. We'll settle the hips back towards the heels and let the heart center sink down again towards the mat, meeting in Balasana or Child's Pose. From our Child's Pose, we can make this more active by continuing to reach the palms forward, or we can let the forearms rest onto the mat, finding a more restful Child's Pose. We'll continue to notice the breath, noticing the expansion through our lower body, through the space that we've created. Finding one more full breath here. Next inhale, we'll walk back into our tabletop position and we'll swing the legs around to come into seated. From our seated posture, we'll let the soles of the feet come together and let the knees fall out towards the outer edges of the mat, meeting in a butterfly pose. You're welcome to draw the heels back towards the hips, making this a bit of a deeper stretch. Or if you'd like to, you can send the heels towards the top of the mat. Looking down, it may look like a diamond shape. Releasing some of that tension throughout the hips if that feels better. Finding that place that feels the most comfortable for you. And when we're ready, we'll inhale the arms all the way overhead to find length. And then exhale to hinge at the hips and finding a forward fold. Maybe in our forward fold, our palms simply come in front of the shins. Maybe if it's available and feels comfortable, we walk the palms out just a little bit further. Again, finding that place that feels the most comfortable for you. We'll find one more full deep breath here. On the next inhale, we'll begin to walk the palms back, coming back into seated. From here, we'll draw the knees together and come to lie back down onto our backs. We'll draw both knees in towards the chest again, finding that nice gentle hug, that nice gentle squeeze. Maybe finding that rocking side to side. From here, we'll extend through both of the legs, extending them out long. Maybe from here, we reach the palms behind us, finding a nice big body stretch, reaching all the way through our fingertips, pointing through our toes, finding an inhale here. And next exhale, we'll begin to soften, letting the palms rest by our side, preparing for our final resting pose of Shavasana for about the next 5 minutes. Traditionally, in Shavasana, our palms are by our side, palm face up. You're also welcome to lay them on your belly or heart center if that feels more comfortable for you. And if you've never practiced Shavasana before, this is a restful time for our bodies to really benefit from our entire practice. Letting everything that we've done fully sink in, allowing our body and our mind to find some rest before we jump back into our day. Again, we'll be here for about 5 minutes. And before we find our silence or our rest, I'd like to guide you through a gentle body scan, softening all the way from our head to our toes. First, we'll find some softness through the face, through that space between the brows, allowing our gaze to be towards the ceiling or closing the eyes altogether. Unclenching the jaw, allowing the shoulders to melt into the mat. We'll notice again that natural rising and falling of the chest with every breath. We'll find softness through our low back, our palms and our fingertips, allowing the hips to melt into the mat, softening through our thighs and our glutes, through our calves and our ankles, all the way through the soles of our feet and through our toes. Returning to our natural breath. And we'll find a few more moments of rest and of silence, and I'll call you back when it's time. You're welcome to stay here for as long as you'd like, but if you're ending your practice with me today, we'll slowly start inviting some small movement back into the body, like wiggling our toes and our fingertips, making larger movements only when you're ready, like moving the arms and the legs. Maybe we reach behind us one more time for that nice big body stretch, maybe drawing the knees in towards the chest. And before we close off today, I just want to take a quick moment to thank you for joining my practice, and I hope to flow with you again soon.